Alright then, let's get started.
All right, cool. So, how was the week?
Oh, the week's alright, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much going on. I mean, there's a lot of news going on, and yeah, we're just here to talk about it.
Yes, of course.
All right. So, what's the first thing that's in the news?
Well, most recently in our chats, uh, communications between the Harris campaign and Kai Cenat.
Yeah, apparently, there was communication between, Kai Cenat and the Harris campaign, and I'm just saying. And I'll be honest with you, it's as for Kai, first off, he's an entertainer. Do not get involved in that type of stuff because you'll just be putting yourself in a box. You have to be in a mutual position where you can please everyone, even the people you inherently disagree with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it's just clear as day. Kai hides his real opinions about certain things, and it's like I get it. It's to protect. It's to build a legacy and pretend not to put himself in a box because if you put yourself in a box, you're in a very compromising position where you have to stay in that box,
Yeah,
or I don't know, or at least somehow try to get yourself out of that box by just be I don't know, because Aiden was kind of in a box before, but it's like at the same time he got himself out of that box by just reverting back to what he used to do or how he used to be. So it's like
yeah,
in a way, I mean even if they did contact Kai's team, we know why they did it. It's because Donald Trump was on Adam Ross's stream and they figured, oh, okay, maybe we should get a big creator to collab with. So they chose Kai because
yeah.
yeah, because he's he has a bunch of followers and he has a huge audience and he's very influential, especially to the younger audience too. And yeah, it's like so it makes sense though. It's pretty smart. But it's like at the same time, it's like, all right, man, it's like, geez, how desperate can you be?
Yeah. And the thing is, and I have actually looked at the analysis and the stats and Polymarket for some reason, and it looks like Harris and Trump are neck and neck. And I think it could go either way. But whatever happens in this election, just know Kamala Harris will definitely be president. Because it's either this election Kamala Harris wins and she does her 4 or 8 years if she wins re-election, or Trump wins this election, does his 4 to 8 years. But after Trump, Kamala Harris will take in place. Because the only source I have is that one Simpsons episode, and the Simpsons are well known for laying out what the future is going to be like in the next few years. They don't say when it's going to happen, just know it's going to happen from
Yeah,
what
it's
you're
like
seeing.
yeah, it's like here's the thing with the Simpsons too. It's not that they're mind. It's not that they're they're what do you call those people who predict the future? Um,
Psychics?
yeah, psychics. It's not that they're psychics. Is that they probably get told what's gonna happen in the future and they put the episode out so you know people because it's like I don't know if it's because of karmic retribution or it's just they're just trying to mess with us, but either or, they tell us what's gonna happen, and it's up to us whether if we take it seriously or not. I mean, at first, yeah, it's ha ha ha, it's a joke, but when it happens, it's not a joking matter anymore, and you're gonna be like, oh, Simpsons predicted this, and you're gonna
Oh
realize it
my
when it's
gosh!
yeah, and you're gonna realize it when it's too late.
Yeah, you never know when it's too late.
Yeah, well, you know when it's too late when it's too late, literally when it's like the Simpsons predict something and it happens. So it's like, therefore, it's like, if Kamala Harris gets office, I'm not going to be surprised. Um, people have
Because,
been people have been saying the votes. If you don't vote Kamala Harris, the vote's going to go towards the Republican Party. I'm not even sure how true that is.
like, people assume that given the system the US has, there are only two options that has potential of winning, Republican or Democrat. All the other independents, it diddly squat for them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would vote independent, but I just know intrinsically that no one on the independent side is going to win. Maybe if you know on the independent side you had like a known Democrat or Republican, then maybe people would look at you a bit more, especially if they're well known. But I'm not really sure what their chances are of winning. Sorry, that was my sister. Anyways,
That's right.
yeah, it's like what was I saying? Like oh yeah, right. The
Yes.
independent. I have no idea how their chances are of winning will be if you're independent and you have a known Democrat or Republican on your side as your VP. But hey, might as well take that chance, right? I mean, at least try it.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, once again, I would vote independent, but I just know that no one on the independent side is gonna win, unfortunately.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, it's like so. It really is. It really does only come down to two options: either Democrat or Republican. And I'll be honest, I don't like either side. So it's like, look, and I'm saying like I don't think any candidate will necessarily need my vote to win. Whoever wins, they win, and whoever loses, they lose. But I can kind of see Kamala Harris winning this just because it's like if she's neck and neck, then like bro, they're just gonna inflate her numbers somehow.
Yeah. But I think one thing I will say, if you look at the polling numbers for Wisconsin, if you think it's going to go Democrats in the last election, I think the pollsters have been too generous to make it look like Democrats would win. So whatever lead Democrats have in Wisconsin, it's likely to be less or possibly may lean or tilt go to Republican. But that's just Wisconsin. There could be other states where the margin of error is slightly smaller, but regardless, you can't be too sure until tomorrow or the day of the election.
That's true. You can't really tell, but hey, who knows? Maybe the Democrats are making it look like Kamala has a chance of winning, but in reality, she doesn't. So it's like, I mean, either way, we're not gonna know until, you know, then. But yeah, I can't necessarily say who's gonna win this. If she has a close chance of winning, then dang it. That's it. Just dang it. That's all I got. But yeah, it's like because it's like, look, man, she's not gonna fix anything. She's just gonna. I believe she's just gonna make it worse. And it's like, you also get caught in that line where it's like, oh, you're not voting for her because she's a woman. No, that's not the case. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I personally think like just intrinsically, men are better at leading because, well, it's like men most like the majority of men can make those tough decisions. It's like you would have to be a very masculine thinking woman in order for me to put my trust in you because
Yeah,
it's like to run a country you got to have a strong mind. You got to be able to like make those tough decisions. And it's like you gotta be able to like stop wars. You gotta be able to like do a lot. And like I'd say that's a lot of pressure for like women. It's one thing to like run a company, run a business, whatever. But if you're running a whole country, that's a lot of stress.
yeah,
So it's like, and I believe that like only a man can like really take on that stress. I'm not saying all men can, but I'm saying the majority of men can. But it's like I would say like if you're gonna be a woman and you're gonna run for president, you would have to show me why you are fit to be the president. So far, I've not seen any. So far, Kamala has not shown me anything. So far, I've seen like clips of her just like laughing, of just like her laughing like at nothing for no
and
apparent reason.
fall off a coconut tree.
What happened?
I've heard her say something that you've fallen off a coconut tree, something like that.
She said that.
Yeah, those aren't the exact words, but I know that I saw a clip and it's widespread. She says something about a coconut tree and then she laughs. Like
What?
that's all I can remember.
It's
It's
like,
it's
bro, it's
so
like,
repetitive.
I'm just wondering, what is she laughing at? Like, bro, she's laughing at nothing. It's like a coconut tree.
Yeah,
She
and I,
laughed
I
at.
get I get yeah I get a coconut tree, but I'm I, I'm trying to see where this is going, and I'm not and I don't personally I don't see much. If other people see it, then fair enough. They have their own perspective, but for me, I don't know, man. I'm
I,
I'm I'm lost, and I'd still be lost.
I would say most people are just voting for her because she's one, a woman, and two, she's
A racial minority.
yeah, a racial minority. That's the only reason why people are even voting for her to begin with. So it's like, hey man, and I didn't even want to get I didn't even want to get in the conversation that like with my family that like she sucked her way to the top because I probably would have got, oh, you're only saying it because she's a woman. Um, no, I mean there's actually like a proof that she actually actually sucked her way to the top. But I'm not saying all women do that. Clearly they don't. But I'm saying like there's proof that she would have like just messed with a bunch of rich older men to get to where she's at. I'd actually have to have the proof with me because it's like if I don't have any proof to back it up, then it's just my words against their words, and it's like, all right. But yeah, it's like there's just proof that like she just came to like prominence by just being with older men, and also just sucking her way to the top. It is what it is at the end of the day. Hey, look, she did what she had to do. Now she's in a prominent position, and it's like you know it is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is.
Hey, so it's like, hey, good for her, and I'd say she's better off not doing anything because it's like she's not giving me a reason to trust her as the president, and frankly, I think she's just gonna make the situation with the immigrants worse. It's like, I'll be honest, there was a person at like my there was a person like that I was talking to a couple days ago, and she said that like another person got like deported, and I'm like, wait, what? Really? I'm surprised because like there's a
Wait, what? Really?
because it's like, yeah, it's like this was like a dog place where like they were watching his dog, and I think they were trying to see like if they can like get the dog over to where he's at. And I'm like, wait, they said the owner got deported. I'm like, dang, I'm surprised because it's like, man,
Yeah,
bro,
we're so used to hearing immigrants coming into a country, you'd never thought you'd hear someone leaving said country. Like
he got deported apparently, and I'm like, really? That's the first time I've heard this in 4 years that someone actually got deported. Now,
the fact people are surprised by this just shows the ratio of people coming into a country, and there's more people coming into a country than people are leaving the same country. Like,
yeah, and like on top of that, there's like a bunch of like Mexicans or I'm just gonna say Mexicans. Mexicans selling candy with their kids on the train. I'm just like, I feel bad, but it's like at the same time, it's like bro, just become legal and like maybe get a job so you won't have to be on the train all the time. Like I don't know. It's like I don't know, or just get something like this off the like bricks, something, so you can make the money to like do what you gotta do like to become a legal citizen or something. And also, like, look, if you're gonna be here, you gotta learn some English, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's like people they want to come to this country, but it's like they speak a completely different language. Personally, me, if I was like, it would make more sense if they just went to another like like better country where their language is spoken and not just not an English speaking country. That just makes no sense, especially if you're not willing to like learn at least a little bit of English. You know,
hmm
but hey, that's just my opinion.
yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, it's like but anyways, yeah, I'm just shocked that someone actually got deported. And I'm like, that is the first time I've heard that all in these past 4 years. Someone actually getting deported, someone actually going back to the having to go back to their own country.
Yeah, that's best for everything.
Yeah, but hey, uh, I really don't know what they're gonna do with that dog. But I hope that he either finds a good home or just that they somehow get the dog back to wherever he was from. But it's regardless, you know. It's just the fact that that's shocking to me is weird
Yeah.
because it's like I don't know. I just want the majority of them out because it's like they just came like they came here. It's one thing to come here looking for a better opportunity, but like most of them are just are just homeless. Like most of them are legitimately either homeless or in hotels. So they're not really doing so by but meaning they're not doing anything. They're just here.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, it's like, come on, man, do something. I don't mind you being here, but do something. Like
Yeah.
don't just sit on one of the stools all day and just talk.
Contribute to their economy.
Exactly. Just contribute to it. Don't be the downfall of it. Like, bro, it's like if you're gonna be here, do something. Even if you struggle for a year or two, man, like come on, like at least do something
There's
for
always something for someone to do.
exactly. Even like shoot, you can even like, get one of those bilingual jobs and maybe they can help maybe they can like, help you out and communicate with you in some way, shape or form.
Yeah,
Do
especially if most immigrants are from countries that where English isn't their first language, at least them knowing another language will come at advantage for them. Like, why aren't you using that advantage? Likewise, Kamala Harris is not just black, she's also of Indian heritage. Why is Kamala Harris prioritizing getting black voters instead of prioritizing the Indian voters as well? 'Cause there are plenty of people of Indian descent in the US. If she uses both of those to her advantage, maybe she has a shot of winning the presidency.
because
But
she here's the thing, she thinks we're ignorant, and unfortunately, half of us are to a degree where it's like we're not gonna even look into her. We're just gonna vote for her because she's half.
yeah, but still, I do think it would be useful for her to still acknowledge the Indian roots. I
It
would like to see it.
it would. I mean, and it would, and she should at least. So it's like, geez, man. It's like, bro. It's like you're not just relying on the black vote. Um, but there is a reason why they rely on the black vote. Is because, well, I mean, hey,
Not many people know about it.
huh?
Not many people know about it.
Exactly. But also, it's like, hey, I know there's a intrinsic reason on why they want the black vote. It's probably the same reason why Obama wanted the black vote. Well, because they see a black person in office, and black, and like some black people are just like, oh yeah, another black person in the office. But it's like I'm pretty sure that's the case with some black people, not all. Obviously, there's some black people
Yeah,
who see through what she's doing, and there are others and there are others who don't.
yeah.
It is what it is, man. I see what she's doing. And frankly, I'll say like if this was an election year, but the moment election year is over, she's not gonna care about us. She's not. Just like the moment election year was over, Obama didn't care about us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, look, it's like, in reality, they need us. In a way, they literally need us. So they can get into office, and then after that, they'll just dump us. They'll dump us, like, to the side, and hey, that's the end of that. It's like, I don't, they're gonna be like, I don't care about you guys.
Yeah. Thing is, when people get into office, it's not about pleasing the average Joe or the members of the public. They're trying to persuade and satisfy the people on top, the ones with the money and the connections, and pretty much anyone that could get away and do anything they like. And yeah, but hey, that's
Oh, yeah.
reality for you.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was washing my hands. But yeah, you're absolutely right. They're pretty much trying to also please the people at the top, because ultimately speaking, it's like, hey, they're controlled oppositions, man. It's like they can make your life a living hell if you go against them, or if you don't do as they say, they can even kill you. They did it to JFK. They can do it to you.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like at the end of the day. I mean, all you can really do is like pray that people see through the deception before it's too late. And people, I'll be honest, people are most likely gonna hate Kamala after her 4 year run is over. Just like people hate Biden, they're gonna hate Kamala Harris. And hopefully, I mean, if she does get into office, hopefully they can see through this deception again. If it takes 8 years for them to finally see through the deception of like what they do for each and every community, even like the even the black community too. If they
Better
see that,
late than never.
yeah, it's better late than never. But at the end of the day, is it if it's late, if it's too late, then it's too late. But hopefully they do not, like do go through that again. Because here's the thing, I want, I want my country to be, I want my country to be like immigrant free. Because it's like, look, that's like me going to their country and like just chilling, doing nothing with my shirt off, bro. Like just sitting on a stool. Like, bro, what am I doing there? If I'm not at least gonna work, what am I doing there? I'm just there to just sit back and be lazy and collect a check from the government. So I'm pretty sure that's what half the immigrants in my neighborhood are doing. They're just collecting a check and just sitting and doing nothing. Yeah, but that's how I feel about Kamala Harris. It's like, I mean, you know what? I'll compliment her on one thing. She looks she looks great in a pantsuit, but that's all. Yeah, she looks good in a pantsuit. Not in like I'm attracted to her way. I'm just complimenting that like she looks good in a pantsuit. And yeah, that's it. Like she pulls it off. She can pull it off.
Yeah, she does.
And yeah, I will say it was an L for her when like she invited Meg Thee Stallion to twerk at her rally or something like that.
Like
That was
it.
like that was the biggest L so far.
Yeah, I think that just shows what it takes to persuade people to actually pay attention. If you need music artists, and especially the kind of songs they write, yeah, I think that's a concern that has to be addressed.
Yo,
And also, if you are going to bring artists, put it after the speech or rally, and make sure people actually attend before it even starts. And once they leave, they can't go back.
right.
I think that's a good strategy that one TikTok creator actually mentioned in regards to that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's true though. That is true. I'm not gonna lie. This man named Charleston White, he said the reason why Meg was there is because like hoes stick together. You know how like she said like how it was exposed that Kamala was a hoe in her past. It's like yeah,
Yeah, I
it's like
can't argue with that.
yeah, so like hoes stick together, and it's true, man. That was proven there. Hoes stick together. And it's like, bro, how old is Meg? What is she 30? What is she 30? Why are you still twerking? Have a family. Settle down. Do something. Shoot. Then again, Cardi B has a family and she still does it. But I'll be honest, I don't
Well, at
think
least she has a family.
that's true. I don't think she intrinsically wants to do it. She just does it for the money. I don't even think she said. I think she said at one point she's not gonna like show her like kids what she does, even though it's inevitable that they're gonna find out what she does anyways. But I'm not sure if those are her words. But I think she said that at one point. Oh. Even though once again it's inevitable that her kids are gonna find out what she did and what she does music wise. I mean, I'd say she should just clean up her act so like she won't be ashamed later, so her kids won't be ashamed or embarrassed later on. But
Well, I'll give her credit for the effort, but of course, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard that people try to hide their past, they will come to light eventually.
yeah, it will definitely come to light eventually, and there's really no hiding your past. I mean, hey, all you can really do is just embrace it, say, hey, yeah, I did that, and just try not to hide it. But you know, hey, but you're right. At least she has a family. I
Yep.
mean, hey, man, it's like Meg, girl, settle down. Like, bro, same with Nikki. I mean, she already has a kid, but it's like, girl, hey, you're 40. Settle, calm down. You don't need to twerk anymore. You did that when you were in your 20s, 30s. When you do it in your 40s, it's just embarrassing. It's like, come on. That's like me going to the club when I'm. That's like me going to the club at 60, trying to pick up women half my age.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's like, bro, it's just sad. It's like I don't know if you're 40 and you're still either trying to twerk like you're young, or just going to the club, or doing any of that, bro. Stuff that you should have been done if that's your preference in your 20s to mid 30s. I'd even argue and say it's sad in your mid 30s, but at the same time, it's not sad it's not that sad to the point where it's like, go home, grandma. and take care of your kids. I'd say if you're in your 40s to 50s and you're still doing that and you're still pursuing a lifestyle, it's sad. I mean, you could probably get some leeway if you're a rich dude, but if you're a female, then this is yikes.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's like what man are you trying to attract? Are you trying to attract younger guys or like older guys? Like I'm confused.
Yeah.
It's like with the younger guys, they'll just get a one night stand with the other. Actually, no, with any guy you'll get a one night stand, especially if you're in a club. So hey, it is what it is. But what else is there to talk about?
Oh boy. Noah Lyles reveals COVID diagnosis after winning bronze in 200 meters.
Huh? Wow. Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
I thought we got over that 2 years ago.
I guess we didn't, bro. I mean, I guess we didn't because, like, bro, I'm just surprised that we're still talking about COVID. I thought it was over.
Yeah, me too. But hey, what comes around comes around.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I hope he's okay. And even though most people say COVID is a myth, which it seemingly is, I'm pretty sure it was simply just the flu that most people caught. But what do I know?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
so
well,
much going on in this world.
yeah. For the sake of this episode, what do I know? I'm just assuming. Anyways, yeah, but hey, hope he's okay. And once again, I'm surprised we're still not past this, but it is what it is. And
Yes, and it was what it was.
exactly. And also in other news, you know how we talked about Kai Cenat and Kamala Harris? Pretty much
Yes.
Kamala Harris campaign claims they did not contact Kai Cenat or his team via TMZ.
Yeah, I was thinking that because, like, I don't know what is true, what is misleading at this point. But I know one thing's for sure, and this is inevitable at this point. There was a time, and I think a lot of people know, that Kamala Harris genuinely has said that the young vote was quote stupid. Like,
The young
I
what?
the young the Kamala Harris said the young voters are stupid. She said those are the exact words, but she did say that she didn't she wasn't in high
He
support of the young vote at the time.
did she say it like indirectly or directly?
No, no, she literally said that the young vote are stupid. They're incompetent.
Oh,
Somewhere along those lines.
she's talking about incompetent. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, she's talking about incompetent, but she's incompetent herself, bro. She can almost barely talk. And like she laughs at every little thing just because I'll be honest, she probably laughs to get rid of the awkwardness that's in the air when she's there. Like, bro,
yeah.
she's not meant to be a president. Nor
And
like let,
also another thing.
let alone the first female president. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, right now, Kamala Harris is vice president. So if Joe Biden was away doing whatever that was supposedly urgent, Kamala Harris could actually take over as acting president and enact on policies in Biden's absence.
Wait a minute.
And
So they didn't
go on.
they didn't just think to do that?
I thought that would be the case. And during Biden's time in office, I have seen times that Biden was relaxing at a beach somewhere, and yeah, all I can say is there were multiple opportunities, there were many chances when Biden was absent in the Oval Office. Kamala Harris could actually pass some policies and laws that she is saying to the people if they vote for her in this election. Like, why do you need to convince the voters when you could do that right now, or especially during Biden's absence? I don't see the point of telling people when you could just do it right now, especially if Biden may not be in office at the time.
Once again, they couldn't just do that. I mean, like, bro, just like They must have forgot that she was the vice president during that time.
I'm not going to say anything. This is just speculative. But what if, what if what people are saying about Joe Biden? What if it spread it around somewhere? I'm just saying, it's just a question. Maybe it's some kind of contingency that goes around the White House, and somehow Kamala Harris has been so unfortunate to catch it. I'm
Pretty
just
much.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a point there. You definitely have a point. So man, it really is something to think about. But I will say this, man. I mean, either way, you are probably right about Kamala Harris winning. She might win, and if she does win, watch everything get worse. And if it gets better, if she proves me wrong, then fine. But if it gets worse, then hey, don't say I didn't warn you. I mean, half the people are just voting for her because of they don't like Trump, and I don't think most people really care that he's a convicted felon, but they say, "Have you forgot that he's a convicted felon?" I'll
Yeah,
be you were saying.
yeah. Well, actually, I remember one time I was traveling with my dad a couple of weeks ago to somewhere in North Wales, and I took a train. I took this very historic train ride across the Welsh Highlands and Festiniog Railway, and saw this American couple from Louisiana, and them and my dad were talking about politics in the US, and the Louisiana couple had said that they don't like Trump, and I think this woman said, "How can people support a convicted felon?" Like, on one hand, she makes a point in terms of supporting a person that is a convicted felon, but on the other hand, what is to what is the case to assume that? Are you just saying that because you hear it somewhere on mainstream news, or are you saying it because you actually looked into this further and you have seen instances where the things that Trump has done are actually true? We can't know that purely for sure, but of course there hasn't been anything solid that would definitely convince people otherwise, especially the hardcore Trump supporters.
Yeah, it's like yeah, people only say a convicted felon because they don't like the guy, but in reality, it's like if your favorite candidate was a convicted felon, you wouldn't be saying that. You most likely still vote for them.
Yeah,
So it's like they don't care if they're a convicted felon. They do not care. I'm saying that right now. They do not. They could care less. It's just because it's Trump. And even Charleston White, he said for it's a historical fact that most black people actually like Trump. Like they said it's a historical fact that like a lot of black people like Trump. And yeah, it's like obviously most don't like him now, but back then like most black people messed with Trump back in the day. So it's like
yeah,
I mean it's just true. I mean I mean hey, they know more than me. So I'm just gonna say hey, if most black people messed with Trump, then hey, then cool man, that's great. I mean that's how you know that he wasn't racist, because like if most black people just liked him, then hey, cool. I
yeah,
personally don't care for Trump because I don't know him. I'm pretty sure he's a great guy. But that's all I gotta say.
yes. And I think one person in particular that Trump liked the most, like like before running for president until she didn't like him anymore because of the fact he was running for president for the Republican Party, was Oprah Winfrey. And when she told Trump that we're not going to talk to each other anymore because you're running for president and you said these things that I don't agree with, I'm sorry, but I think it's over for us, our friendship. That is a key moment. But before Trump ran for president, a lot of the people that even remotely supported Democrats actually liked Trump. But then, of course, when he started speaking out his own opinions and his views about the world and of the US, yeah, I think that was a turning point in his life that not many people actually want to be around him anymore because he has views that doesn't align with theirs. And it's understandable. People are going to have different views and not going to agree with everything. But the impact that Trump has had since then, that is very important to know because if he's still getting support to this day, regardless of the amount of hate he gets from the media and what people are trying to do with Trump, like giving a reason to put him behind bars in terms of,
There are people who even wanted
yeah,
him. There are people who even wanted him to get shot as well. And I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you?
yeah, and I think even if this was with someone that was once a Democrat president, even I would say this is where I draw the line. How can you say you hate that person so bad you want them dead? How?
It's
I
like,
don't
bro,
get that.
it's like it ain't that serious, man. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's not that serious. It's like who cares, man? It's like it's a person. It's like why are you preying on another man's death? It's like even like bro, I don't care how much I hate Trump. If I hated him, I don't hate the guy. I don't care how much I hate him. I'm not going to wish death on you. Cause it's like, bro, that's just not first that's not right. That's just not. It's like, bro, it's like you're letting politics affect your rational thinking. You're letting another man affect your rational thinking. And the very fact that he can affect your rational thinking like that lets us know that he lives rent free in your head.
And it just shows the value that he has to people across the world, whether or not people like him. Even if, even with the amount of hate people have for him, that is enough to keep Donald Trump relevant and give people a reason to support him. Because if that many people hate the guy, even with what he has done, the attempts people wanting to antagonize him, eliminate him, yeah, this is the moment in time you have to think about how how has it come to this? How are we letting these things happen? Why do people think the things they think? These are serious questions that we have to really consider. And even if we don't agree or like these people, it's just never okay for circumstances like that to ever happen to anyone. Because they have families too. Because even if something happened to these people, their families are going to grieve for months. So that's another consideration. And if that's happened to us, we also would be grieving for our loved ones. So,
Exactly. And I would say like, with Trump, man, it's like I don't wish death upon him. I don't. I wish him like, I hope that he lives a longer life, and I say longer because he's in his 70s. So it's like I hope he like, lives a long, healthy life. He it, if like, he gets any older, I pray that he like, gets up to be about somewhere in his not anywhere in his 90s, or hey, if he's like, fortunate enough to live up to 100 or 105, 110, hey, man, more power to him, bro, and all praise to God. But I gotta say this, man. It's like, look, I just hope the best for Trump. I even hope the best for Kamala, and I don't even like her like that. I hope the best for her as well, because that's all you can really do is just hope the best for these people.
yes.
But yeah. What else is in the news? Let me check.
Uh, Marvel fan service to a whole new level. What kind of fan service is Marvel providing these days? Like
Wait, wait, what?
Harrison Ford, like okay, I'm gonna tell you the kind of fan service Marvel's having with Avengers Doomsday, May 2026. There's Harrison Ford as Red Hulk, Vin Diesel as Groot, and Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man.
Wait, that's the
What?
superior Iron Man,
Yes.
bro.
What's so superior about this Superior Iron Man?
That sounds like I don't know what that sounds like. It just sounds like a ripoff of something. I'm superior Iron Man. Bro, what is that?
Oh my gosh.
Bro, who are you superior to? The original Iron Man?
I don't know.
That's actually the full name. Superior Iron Man.
Yes, Superior Iron Man.
What are you trying to prove here?
I have no idea.
Uh,
No, this is jokes.
Alright. Yeah, it has to be, bro, because it's like, what makes you more superior? Your armor?
The technology.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
Yeah, that's as good you'll get.
Hey, I mean, hey, whatever it is, more power to them. But I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was reading something. But
that's
yeah,
alright.
yeah, it's what else is there? What else is there?
Woman attacks Uber driver with pepper spray.
What did? Why? What did he do?
Not much apparently. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he done nothing. But he hasn't done much that would provoke her to do what she did to him.
So she just did it for no reason then, because man bad.
I guess so, yeah. And the thing is, her friend was questioning her, why did you pepper spray that man? And then the woman that pepper sprayed the guy has said, get him out of the car now. Like that's she said that repeatedly. Him to get out the car.
For what?
Again, I have no idea. That is the point. Like, well,
He,
I get you have your own opinions, but come on, man. Ah,
oy vey.
I'm speechless.
Honestly, me too, bro. Because it's like, I just have to say this, man. It's like people are just so ridiculous now, bro. It's just they're just so ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like we're in a massive sitcom, and the silliest and the most ridiculous things you can do, the better, I guess. That's the aim most people are doing these days.
Well, yeah, clearly. I mean, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, you're right. That's the aim that most people are using nowadays. What else is there?
Have you heard about the stock market crash? Kind of.
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
Okay, so Risk said in the chat that Warren Buffett knows something that we don't. I'd say the same, because if you know, you know.
What do you think they know?
Well, okay. Well, for me personally, have you heard of this method where, depending on the phase of the moon, is also determining whether or not how high or how low the value of stocks could be? I'll tell you
I've
that as a
not
no.
heard of.
Fair enough. So,
Yeah, no, I didn't even know
fair
that.
enough. So, right now, yeah, that's alright. So, right now, we're at right now we've gone past a new moon. In the next few days, we're approaching a full moon. During a new moon, this is the time for you to buy stocks. And by the time the full moon appears, when the values of stocks are high, that is the moment for you to sell them to get high profits. That's the method that most people for hundreds of years, that's that's how they that's the method they use in terms of when to buy and sell stocks for high profits.
So they base everything off of the moon.
Yeah,
Huh.
and I'm not saying it because it's
I mean,
true.
it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think I've seen a video on Instagram a couple of months ago, maybe a year or two ago, and there is solid evidence. You can actually search this yourself, and it never fails to amaze me. No matter how hard you try to say it's not true, there's so much prove that that is true. But of course, everyone collectively decided to take money out of the stocks that they were holding so that the values just plummet. And then once the values drop down again, they can rebuy the stocks again at this new low value, because that's how the stock market works. You buy stocks at its lowest value, tangibly possible, and then once the value of the said stock reaches its highest peak that is tangibly possible, you sell those stocks, you manage to get a profit based on the differences of whatever the price it was for that stock between you buying them and then you selling them.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
A little bit confusing, but I do get the like half of it though. I get half of what you just said, but
yeah,
it's definitely very interesting to hear.
yes.
Hmm. So is the stock market like still crashed or?
Uh, I think the same can be said for crypto, although last time I checked, it had a big impact, although it's not as bad as I think it is, would have been, because look, crashes like this it's common. The values are going to go down at some point in our lives, and they'll just come back up again. So, and the thing is, if you invest as early as possible, like a couple of years ago, and you've held on to that for a very long time up until now, and then you sell that, you still manage to make a massive profit because the valuation of stocks and crypto gradually goes up over time. Even if there's valuations going down, it'll just come back up again. And so long as you hold on to that for a handful amount of years, you're guaranteed to get massive profits when you sell them. That's just the basic understanding.
Completely random, but you know what I don't get? Why do people get a full tattoo? Why do some people get like, full black sleeve arm tattoos? Like their just whole arm is just inked up with like, black ink. It's kind of I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of why?
Why?
I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like there's really no point. I mean, some people can pull it off, but other people it's just
No,
eh.
not everyone.
Yeah, not everyone.
Especially if you're already black. What's the point?
Exactly. But I don't think I see. I actually don't think I've seen a black person get that. So it's like, hey, it is what it is. But hey, I mean, cause we don't need to get it.
Yeah.
We just tan more in the sun, but that's about it. Or
Yes, of course.
lighter. I'm two colors. One part of me is light. One part of me is, and I'm pretty sure I'm considered light still. But I'm definitely tan. But hey, but I gotta say, man, the news it's been very. I'd say the news is
Chaotic.
yeah, it's been very chaotic. It's been very interesting for the most part for the past couple days. And hey, I will say this, man, wherever this election goes, may the best person win. Whether if it's Trump or Kamala. But let's face it, it's probably going to be Kamala.
Yeah, but even if Trump does win this election, Kamala's still going to get in the office anyway.
Exactly. Or someone they want is gonna get in the office because it's like here's the thing. I would say the Republicans aren't thinking about the long term plan. It's like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do when Trump's 4 years is up?
Good question.
It's like you're thinking about the now. You're thinking about what you can do now,
What
but
what about long term? What about the next few Republican candidates?
exactly. Now it's one thing if Trump was able to remain in office for a couple of years, more than four. Think about more than four. I just had to stop. I didn't want to talk while that was happening. Yeah, it's one thing if Trump was able to remain in office for like as long as Putin, but he has 4 years. He can fix some in 4 years. He
Oh
can
my
fix some.
gosh.
Yeah, I know. He can fix some in 4 years, but he can't fix the whole country in 4 years.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, he can only do so much in 4 years. Okay, why?
Why?
I don't know. Like, bro, like it's like it knows we're trying to have a conversation. It's just doing that. But yeah, it's like as I was. Anyways, to conclude, Trump can't do a lot in 4 years. Trump can only do some in 4 years. That'll probably appease us to a degree, but there's more that he.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh yeah.
I I don't know what's going on either. But hey, as I was saying, yeah, Trump can only do so much in 4 years. Okay, you go. Okay, because before that happens again.
Yes, it is what it is. It was what it was, and yeah, whatever happens, uh, we'll support each other, I guess. Because I remember a friend of my parents, that lived in the that lived in the neighborhood before I moved houses, who's now moved to Seattle when Trump first became president in 2016. Her 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 neighbors actually started something as a way to support each other during Trump's presidency, and yeah, regardless who's in power, if we have something like that across the globe and even our own communities, I think we'll be just fine. Because we don't need to rely on the government. The only reason people are relying on the government because that's the only choice we were given.
Yeah. Plus, I would say most people are just we're all. I'm gonna count myself too. We're all just intrinsically. I don't know. We're just intrinsically lazy, bro. It's like, of course, we're gonna rely on the government to do everything that we could do ourselves, but we don't want to do. Because it's like, hey, it's easy to rely on the government, but it's harder to rely on yourself and rely on other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just harder to rely on yourself. Although it's not hard, it's just more work.
Yeah, we just can't be bothered.
Exactly. But hey, we're gonna have to put in that work if we don't want to rely on the government. So hey, that's really all you can do is just put in the work.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. But is this it? What do you say? Is this it for the day?
Yeah, that's the episode.
All right. Peace.